Hello. Sorry, I think I was making my nervousness a little bit worse by waiting. I couldn't wait longer than a minute. I'm sorry. It's me again, Juni, moth girl VTuber, for a little while, and then I'll graduate. Sorry. If you didn't know by the thumbnail, I'm graduating in August. One of the questions that I was asked on my marshmallow was, graduating from school, right? Right? I know they're joking. The answer is no, I mean from VTubing, as in like ceasing activities as Juni Purwood, basically. So I won't be streaming anymore or like making videos or stuff like that as Juni. I'll still be around for VAngeli stuff. I'll be active on the VAngeli account, and we'll probably be doing stuff like if the girls want to do a cover or something with me, we're gonna do it, right? Like I'll still be singing with them. Can I inherit your great VTuber wealth? Guys, I hope you guys know I didn't make like that much as a VTuber, and it's not a viable career, especially in a small niche. I'm just letting you guys know that. I do want to make a video on like all of the VTuber things that I've learned and like how to start streaming with like a limited budget and lower expectations, you know? What? Hey! Nightbot, don't be mean. Sorry, Haruhi, I'm pretty sure it's not a good hour for you. 1, 2 in the morning? Sorry, Japanese friends. Moth Mane, yeah. Congratulations, thank you. Yeah, but I opened my marshmallow, which is like an anonymous asking thing. I personally don't like to use it that often because I think when people get to be anonymous, they say things that they probably wouldn't have said. So, it's gonna be interesting going through all of them. There's not that many right now, and there's a link in my my chat currently that's pinned. So if you wanted to ask something and I didn't answer it, I'll try to answer it. I'm only gonna stream for like an hour. I just wanted to get everything out in the open because I'm gonna do a collab later tonight, and I didn't want that to be like about the graduation, you know? I feel like that'd be really rude to the people I'm collabing with, and I'm sure that they know I'm graduating and probably don't want to hear about it when we're just trying to hang out. So I wanted to give everyone time and space to get their wiggles out and be like, Juni, no! Or Juni, yay! You know? So that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going through the questions right now. First question. Are you still considering / have you made a decision about entering religious life? Guys, this is an awkward one. Not in a bad way. I used to be very open about joining religious life and that journey, but I have since learned it's probably not the most secure thing to disclose because it would be very easy to find and probably dox me if that were the case. So I'm trying to not make my whereabouts after graduation super public knowledge, if that's okay. Just because for religious orders, if someone's entering postulancy, for example, there will be pictures of them. And if people try to like track the timing of my graduation, they may try to find out who I am and possibly like cause issues. And I don't really want that to happen. It sounds crazy, but I promise you it'll make sense. I guess I should talk about like the biggest reason why I'm graduating. It's not Christian VTuber stuff, but we will talk about that today. Biggest reason is I've been Juni for a really long time, and it's made me really stagnant in life because being Juni is comfortable, and being Juni is something I know that I can do, that I'm good at. But it got to a point where like, and I think some of you remember this, I went on a like month-long break because it felt like being Juni and being IRL me started to blend together in an unhealthy way. And so I really needed to like go out of my way to make sure those two things were distinct. And I went on hiatus, thought about it, came back, and I'm like, okay, I think I can put better boundaries now about being me versus being Juni. And I went on vacation, and I was really thinking, because I had gone to visit family that I haven't seen since I was a kid, and I was thinking a lot about childhood me and the kind of person I wanted to be and the kind of things that I wanted to do. And I realized that being Juni in a weird way is stopping me from doing a lot of things I want to achieve. And I guess in general streaming, because it does take like a lot of hours where you can't do anything else. And it makes you kind of like an online personality, and everything that you say and do can be like clipped and rewatched. And that kind of became really challenging because it's not really like edited or filtered, it's just me. And so a lot of people felt more entitled to my private life. So it kind of put my safety at risk. And then I feel like I probably overshared just because like I feel comfortable with talking to you guys. And it hasn't been like the best for me. And I realized that I need to have like a harder line and not like spend my 20s online talking for hours. You know what I mean? I tracked it like a year ago, and I streamed enough hours that if you didn't watch my streams and you watched One Piece instead, you would have been able to finish One Piece like 1.5 times. That's a lot of hours of doing the same thing, you know? And by streaming, I spend like less time with my friends IRL because like the best hours to stream are like in the evenings and stuff like this, you know? So it's a few reasons, but it's more like I'm growing up, and as I grow up, I want to do more things, and I'm able to do more things now. And Juni is very much like younger me trying to figure out who I am and like having fun being an internet personality for a little bit, you know? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that doesn't sound crazy. Even if it does sound crazy, I realize now that I don't have to explain myself to people online. So yeah, in terms of religious life, I'm not making that public knowledge. Know that I haven't given up on it, but I don't really want to say where I'm going, when I'm going, you know, because I feel like that's private and I probably shouldn't have made it as public. Yeah. So you're saying I do have enough time to watch One Piece. Actually, yeah. You guys all could have watched One Piece, by the way. And if you're like, oh no, it's too long, Juni, but you watched me, guess what? You could have watched One Piece. This is a season. You're going into a new season. Exactly. Seasons end, and I think that for some people it's upsetting that, you know, maybe they joined me in this season of my life later than they would have wanted to. But, you know, I'm ready to go. You know, my bags are packed, basically. Nobody has enough time for One Piece. That's not true. This is sad news for Scruffy. I'm sorry, Scruffy. I'm sorry. Maybe instead of watching me, you can watch One Piece. You know? Try that. Okay, next question. My favorite Witch Hat Atelier character? I haven't seen the show. I read like the first manga. I want to say... Oh, well, okay, so when I first started streaming, I was compared to Juji a lot because she has bubble braids and she's like, has a darker complexion. And it made me happy to see like a girl with natural hair in a fantasy setting. It was really cool. And you don't really often see bubble braids, and so it really made me happy. So I guess I like Juji the most, but she hasn't been in anything yet in the anime, so I don't know what she's gonna sound like. I don't know anything about her character. And if not her, then you know that one guy that has the dark hair and he's got the, well, I don't know if that's a spoiler. He has like a chair that can move and he almost died or something. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I haven't seen the show and I didn't read that far. I don't remember his name, but that's the guy that I like. He's really sweet. He's like a little kid. He's really adorable and precious. So that's probably my favorite character. This one's okay. When I started opening this ask box, I was a little worried. But I'm gonna show you guys something, okay? And I'm gonna talk about something. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but I realize since I'm graduating, it's best to be honest, right? Now watch JoJo's in your honor. Please do that. I'm excited to see you take this next step. Bittersweet to see you go. Aw, thanks. You guys are so kind. I'm gonna show you one, okay? This is the only one I screenshotted because it has a lot of words. And so I wanted to show you, like, wow, okay. Okay, this is what it says. It says, I might be wrong, but I think you may have overlooked what's essential to yourself. I was really sad when you decided to remove the Christian tag from your Twitch channel, claiming that the stream should be for everyone. We Christians don't have to stop showing and saying that we're Christian just so others feel welcome. Air quotes. As if publicly declaring that we belong to God were something that drives others away. That doesn't make sense, and no saint would do that. I know you're a very devout Catholic, and I am too. I assume that's what they meant. But never forget that being kind and understanding toward others never takes precedent over God, and that belonging to God doesn't mean hiding who you are. God bless you, and thank you for streaming for us. Praying for you. Okay. I didn't graduate for the Christian VTuber community. I think some people said that and thought that, and I wanted to share kind of where I am on that. I think a lot of people in the community think about me this way. A lot of people think about me that way. If you're not an ex, it's totally fine. I just wanted to share a bit of my heart with you. I made a post the other day because I know I was graduating. I had known for maybe 2 months now that I was graduating. And I was thinking back on my journey as a streamer and how my anniversary is coming up. I wasn't originally going to make my graduation announcement later, like a few weeks from now. But I made a post and I was like, I'm really like heartbroken over the Christian VTuber community right now. Like, it used to be really nice, and then it just started to become a way for people to use scripture and God in a way that wasn't good, and it kind of felt like a toxic church. And there's a lot of things that I could say about it. I've been here for a really long time, but I said instead, like, I'm just heartbroken over it, right? That's all I said. I was sharing my feelings. I made sure that everyone knew it wasn't a vague post, and that I was just being really reflective because, again, I knew I was graduating. And I was journaling, and I was like, man, surely I'm like not the only person that feels this way. But I just wanted to share how I personally felt about it. And this post is kind of how people feel about me in general in the space. And so what happened after I made that post is some people in the comments were like, yeah, that's so true. I agree. And then other people were like, you're right, and I'm going to leave the Christian VTuber community. And what I saw a lot of, and guys, hey, I want to be really kind when I say this. This is something that I've kind of been experiencing a lot of. I don't engage with drama, but I'm also not like stupid. And so I made my post about how I felt, and a lot of people started vague posting about how we should have lower expectations of each other, how we should, you know, like just accept how things are in a way, like, hey, every church goes through this, so this is normal, and how like people should stop disavowing the Christian VTuber community and stop saying that they're gonna leave because it gets hard, which is, some people assume that I was making a stance about leaving or something. And so I pushed up my graduation. And I was like, you know what? It's really hard for me to hold on to this because I don't want to graduate for the Christian VTuber community. That's not the point of my graduation at all. Like, it's just because I've matured and I've grown and I'm ready for something new. And what I realized with this ask in particular is how people truly feel about me and the things that I make. I made my graduation post, and some of the people who were vague tweeting and posting about me were the same people to be like, oh, I wish we spent more time together, and I'm really gonna miss you. Thank you for doing so much. But we'll say, like, you should be doing more. You shouldn't be giving up. And, you know, it's like not of God to like be less Christian, and you should be doing Christian streaming this way or that way. And this post is saying, like, you have overlooked what's essential to yourself, and no saint would be doing what you're doing. And I'm trying not to take it personally, of course. So these are the things that I've chosen to do. I made a post, and I told you guys about it, that I removed the Christian tag from my streams on Twitch. Just as a behind-the-scenes kind of explanation for that, Twitch is really bad with discoverability, okay? And using the Christian tag puts you in a smaller pool, which is not a bad thing at all. But if you want to reach people about Jesus, sometimes people don't have hearts that are ready to dive into a Christian tag. Some people just need someone that's kind, that says that they're a Christian, and someone that's able to meet them where they're at and to kind of dine with them and be okay and be like, hey, like, I don't have to tell people all the time that they're sinning, because it's not my place to tell people all the time that they're living sinful, terrible lives. That's not my role. My role is to share the love of God and of Christ. And the only thing that I changed was removing the Christian tag so that I could reach people that need it. There's still a Catholic flag in my Twitter bio. I still engage with the Christianity channel in my server. It's still there. I still do the Bible pings every day. I still do Bible studies with my friends, and I fellowship with other Christian creators, like, all the time. I still do all of the things that I did before. I just removed the tag and moved to YouTube. That's the only things that I have done and done differently. And I guess by doing that, a lot of people felt like I was giving up on the faith, leaving the community for the sake of, like, making other people feel comfortable in their sin. And again, I'm not stupid, guys. I feel like I don't have to defend myself. You know, if people feel this way about me, you're entitled to feel how you feel, but also, like, I know. Don't think I don't know, because I definitely do know. I'm not hiding who I am. I just have a different way of talking to people than you do. Some people are made to help build Christians up in their faith, and then other people are meant to reach out and do outreach. And, you know, not everyone's called to do things the same way. And a lot of saints, most saints, were not liked by the general Christian population. It's not to say that I am a saint, but it's also to say that, like, saying no saint would do that is crazy work, because a lot of saints did things that other Christians weren't comfortable with. So I think if you're listening to what God tells you to do and what direction he wants you to go in, you have to follow it. I have never left the Christian VTuber community out of spite or anything like that. Obviously, VAngeli is still around, and we still fellowship together, and I still fellowship with people. I just choose not to engage in some of the more dramatic aspects of the Christian VTuber community. And that's okay. I still respect these people, even if maybe they don't respect me as a Christian. It's already a little bit... I don't want it to sound like I don't like the Christian VTuber community, because there's a lot of wonderful people doing a lot of great things. But it can be hard when you're Catholic. I get excluded from a lot of things because I'm Catholic, which I don't mind, because I'm secure in my faith, and it's okay. But I do think that being on this end of things, if I get bitter with the Christian community, it starts hindering my relationship with God. And so if I need to unengage with some things that are happening in the community, then I have to do that. But that's really all I want to say about that. Also, don't say those kinds of things about people. Yeah. That was the hardest thing that I had to answer. I'm glad it's over. Yeah. Yeah, it's my stream. I get to decide how it goes. Even as Christians, we still struggle with sin, and everyone took it the wrong way. Yeah, that happens. Honestly, anyone who criticized that change didn't actually watch your content, because nothing really changed. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Even after I graduated, like, I made the announcement, I was, like, asked what else I could do, like, what else I plan to do for the Christian VTuber community. And that felt really challenging, because I intended to... I'm graduating. And it's like, okay, but what else can you do, though? I'm still gonna be at VAngeli, guys. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. Okay, next question, if that's okay. Okay, it says, if everything lined up perfectly years from now, would you consider streaming again, or do you see this as an end of that chapter? I don't see myself streaming again. It's a lot of putting your entire self out there. I don't dislike it. I'm very comfortable streaming, actually. It doesn't, like, make me anxious. That question made me a little nervous, but it doesn't make me anxious or anything like that. I just, I think I would prefer, like, if I were to make content, I think I would like to make videos instead. Just so I can be more concise, I guess, with my words. Yeah. But I don't see myself becoming a streamer again. Yeah. But it's okay. Finally managed to catch a stream after so long. I'm gonna miss you. Oh, I'm sorry. I assume that your decision was also informed by your own pre-conversion experience. Yes! Sorry, can I talk about that? I mean, I'm graduating. I can talk about whatever I want. So when I came into the church, I, before then, was like a practicing like pagan, like actually. And so the person who helped me see the love of Christ, like for the first time in God's humanity, was someone that was like pro-abortion, a lesbian, and just culturally Catholic. But that's the person that's like helped me like light the fire of my faith. And I think that God can really use anyone to do that. So by me wanting to reach other people who are not Christian, it makes sense because my whole past and my whole conversion came from me like disavowing the faith, being really cold toward Christianity, and not wanting to hear about it from anyone because I didn't want to. And so God used the most unlikely person to get me into the church. And I mean, some of the things that they struggle with as sins, I mean, I'm sure that other people struggle with other sins, right? But I would never be like, wow, that was so terrible. Like, God should have picked a good, upstanding Christian or something to get me into the church. That's ridiculous. I would never say that. But because of my conversion and because of my past, I feel like I want to reach out to people who are like me. Because when I was not practicing Christianity, I, was a part of the LGBTQ community, and I was very, like, left-leaning, and a lot of my beliefs lined up with what I guess I don't necessarily line up with right now, but I don't dislike those people. I genuinely want to have a normal conversation with those people, and I want them to feel comfortable around me, and I want them to know that they're loved, because it's important, and you do that by showing your actions and not by disavowing people's sins every 2 seconds. If they know that you're Christian and you've made that point clear, you don't have to keep badgering people about the same things. Because they know. You guys are a mutual agreement of knowing, and you're at an agree to disagree. But when their heart is open to the faith, and they want to talk to somebody about Christianity because they're finally ready and they want to hear about it and they want to understand, because maybe they have a random day where they're like, yeah, this is what I need, then they know that you're a good person to go to. This has happened to me a few times where a friend from high school that I hadn't talked to in like 5 years messaged me out of the blue and asked if I could call and talk about how I came into the church. I've had people message me that were like Protestant and they're wanting to be Catholic, but they don't know where to start. Like, just a lot of little occurrences of people feel comfortable coming to me to ask about my faith. And I really, really value that. And I don't think I want to change the way I do things because people feel comfortable talking to Jesus with me. And I really love that. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world. If they know you, they know what you believe. And if they have questions, they'll ask. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next question. The one from Rio, but I messaged you about that one. I messaged you. I would wink, but my blinks are synced, as you can see. So there's that. Okay. Next question is, this was just a season for you. God has bigger things for you to do, whatever that might be. I'm at work, so I can't listen to your response until later. Sorry. My question is, what made you decide to graduate instead of taking a break? I've taken breaks before, and I think during those breaks, it helped me know that it was time for me to step into the next chapter of my life. I think I probably should have graduated earlier. Actually, that probably would have been better. But I was just really trying to hold on to Juni as long as I could. And I really loved being Juni, and I thought streaming was easy. And it's really hard to be told that, like, you're meant to do something else. because then you'll have to stop doing what's comfortable to change and accept that change. And that's kind of what I'm doing, and it's kind of challenging, but doing that. Watching your streams, living in Japan, and interacting with my followers, I really learned that tons of people whom you least expect to be close to God are far closer to him than I am. Yeah! I feel that way. There are so many people I know that are really hungry for, like, God. And don't know where to start. And then they see, like, how... Like, if they're struggling with a sin and they see how Christians treat that sin, they are like, oh, I can't be Christian because the Christian world says, like, I'm a terrible person and I'm the, like, the pawn of Satan for doing this thing. And I don't know where to start if I want to try again. And I guess God has just forgotten about me because this is how his people are treating this. Sin is bad, of course. But I guess treating people like they're, like, less than dirt for sinning. And it's only specific sins. It's only specific sins for specific people that's really talked about. In, I guess, in general, it makes some people feel like they can't go into a church or they can't talk to Christians because they assume that everyone's going to be a certain way. So, yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I think that's okay to say, right? I feel like that's fine. I don't want to start anything, but again, I'm leaving, so... Yeah, I remember even a Protestant friend of mine trusted you for help. Thank you. I learned how to wink, but my eyes flicker a ton. I see. Yeah, your story is a living example of how he works in mysterious ways that are beyond our comprehension. I was like knee deep into not liking God. I was like a #1 God hater, all right? And then I ended up Catholic, like super Catholic. So, you know, things like that happen. Okay, I refreshed, so there's more pages. Graduating from school, right? No, sorry. Okay, next question. Do you have any big plans outside of streaming? Yes. Smiley face. I can't say what, but yes. Yes, and I'm very excited. Yeah. Oh, sorry. If you're new to VTubers or you're like, what does this graduation thing mean? It basically means I'm ceasing activity as a streamer as Juni. So, now you know. I hope you learned something today. The Holy Spirit will do its work. Indeed. You call the Holy Spirit an it? Sorry, I never thought about it. Do people call the Holy Spirit they? Do people call the Holy Spirit, like, maybe the Trinity they? Or is it just he, plural? Hymns? Okay, anyway. Apologies if this has been asked, but is the YouTube channel going away too? I think I may private some videos, but I think everyone would crash out if I actually, like, deleted the channel. So, for the sake of my sanity right now, probably not gonna touch it. Probably not gonna touch it because I'm scared. I am trying to stand up for myself and not be a people pleaser, but after yesterday, I think I'm just not gonna touch the channel. I intended on privating streams, but I'll just leave it as is, and if I change my mind in the future, I can just do that. But for right now, I just won't touch it because I don't want people to, like, be like, Juni, that's not fair. You're terrible, you know? So I'm not gonna touch it. Okay. Next question. Will you continue to make and share art? Not, on my Twitter account. Not as Juni, no. I'm graduating from Juni basically entirely. The only art that you'll see is through the VAngeli page, and the only time you'll see me is through the VAngeli page. Or if the girls want me to sing, then I will. Also, hi, Mira! I don't know if I said hi. I wanted to say hi again if I didn't. So, yeah. I'll be VAngeli's Mane-san. So, you know, if you want to get to me, you gotta go through them. Don't actually bother the VAngeli people, please. I also wanted to mention something. That was a bit of a stir yesterday. The Discord server will be eventually going away. Okay. That's a final decision. It will be going away. And please don't go to the other VAngeli members' Discord assuming that it's going to be like Juni Discord too. Because they're their own people, they have their own rules, and they have their own focuses. So don't like go into Sully's server and be like, there's no Christian tag and I want to talk about the SSPX schism and excommunication. Why won't you let me? Or, you know, you go into like Mira's channel and you're like, why can't I yap about Vocaloids in here? What in the world? What do you mean I can't send 12 pictures at once? This is awful. Like, don't do that. If you want to hang out with VAngeli, they're great people and I do recommend it. But please don't treat it like it's like me part 2 because that's not very nice to them. So, yeah. Juniland is the one and only Juniland. It's true. If you want to private them, we will support... Don't even say that. I can't even say that. I can't even say that because I have fear. I have fear. Okay. Next question. If after a few years you decide you want to start streaming as a hobby again, would you return as Juni or would you want to start anew? I, again, feel like Juni is the epitome of me crossing the threshold into adulthood, like officially. So I don't think that I would step into Juni again. I think she is going to be preserved and I don't want to be Juni again after this. Not that I dislike Juni at all. I don't. She's me. But like a younger version of me. Like a younger sibling now. So, you know, if I were like 30 and I come back to streaming, which I probably won't, I wouldn't want to be like the 20-year-old version of me, you know? Like, for example, I don't know if this makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I have a perfume I used in middle school. Okay, and every time I smell that perfume from middle school, it reminds me of middle school. I wouldn't want to start wearing that perfume again because scent is so like attached to that life experience that if I wear it, I don't want to forget the things that it originally meant to me. So like I wouldn't want to be Juni again because all of the things that Juni did and stood for and was as like a 22-year-old would be covered up by whatever new thing I do. You know what I mean? So I don't think I would want to do that. Yeah. Little Moth says, yeah. I heard a priest assert that Greek pronoun for the Holy Spirit is neuter. Yeah! That's what I was thinking. I like Vocaloids, but yes, I agree and appreciate your message. Of course, of course. Gotta respect the house, as arcade lingo used to go. I don't think I've ever... I think I'm too young. I want to let Ami grow alongside me as I continue my VTuber life. That's what I thought too. Juni has changed from the original iteration of Juni. And I think the way I am now is good. I could probably just like change it again, but it's still like Juni. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. This is your channel, Juni. We support your decision as one sees fit. You're singular and not replaceable, nor should be. The other VAngeli are who they are, and we should appreciate it as such. I agree, and thank you. You're the best. Okay. Next question. Will you still be around to hang out and yap? I'm afraid I'll miss you way too much. Okay, so I won't be streaming on my channel ever. If the VAngeli girls ever want to do a collab, I'll be there. They can drag me out of pseudo-retirement. I mean, I'm going to be, like, VAngeli manager. VAngeli Mane-san for a while until VAngeli is not a thing anymore, which, who knows? I think it'll be fine. We talked about it. VAngeli's gonna be good for a while. But yeah, I don't think I would, and I've been, like, messaged about this. I don't think I'd be open to doing, like, collabs and stuff after I graduate, because then I would still be Juni. That kind of defeats the purpose of graduation. Like, if I wanted to still be Juni, then I would have gone on an indefinite hiatus. You know what I mean? So, I'm graduating, and I really do mean that I'm graduating. I'm sorry, it's sad though. I'm sorry. Okay, next question though. I want to make sure I get through all of them. Okay, what do you think you learned most through VTubing? That's the first question. What I think I learned the most? What I think I gained the most, I can say, is that it's good to be yourself, and public speaking is actually not that scary, and it translates over really well. I'm not afraid to talk to strangers. I don't think I've ever been, but I feel really confident in talking to strangers now. And in doing public speeches if I need to do them. I've been put on the spot a few times in the past few years I've been streaming, and I'm comfortable. So I've been like working down my original stage fright of doing things alone on a stage or like as a performance. It's been like normalized in my brain now. It may still give me a little bit of the jitters, but it's not scary, and it's something I can do and not mess up. I remember when I had to do a speech in front of a bunch of people, maybe last year, I think. I got up and I didn't feel scared at all. It was like, okay, give me the microphone. It's okay. And it ended up being fine. So that's really good. Okay, part of that question is, how do you think it will help a potential future in religious life? Being able to talk to strangers and feel comfortable, and being able to meet people where they are and making conversation out of nothing, I think is helpful. Learning how to use social media is helpful. It depends on what religious order, but I think it's helpful to know that and have that skill. You really have to learn how to use your words wisely, because people can take anything out of context. So being wiser with your words and more careful, and then trying to meet people where they're at with charity, even if sometimes they're a little passive aggressive. Like through text, it's really hard to tell tone. So sometimes someone says something and it sounds mean, but you have to really like erase that part of you that wants to immediately rebel because you assumed their tone. So that's helpful. Sorry, this sounds like a college essay question, but I'm genuinely curious. Don't worry, it was a good question. Thank you for asking it. Okay. Also, I was wondering how you combine your otaku side with your faith. Will you continue that in the future? I'm imagining a nun who makes kaito covers of Catholic hymns. If I could make kaito covers of Catholic hymns for the rest of my life, I would be a very happy person. When I first converted, I really struggled knowing what I could like and what I couldn't like. And that was my mistake. Going on Twitter and seeing Catholics have really strong opinions about what you can like and what you can't like as a Catholic. It's like, you can't watch horror movies at all. They're terrible and they leak into your soul. You can't like anime at all because all of it is inappropriate and degenerate. And I was having a really hard time because I really like Vocaloids. So I was like, well, I've always liked Vocaloids. What do I do? The answer is, you just enjoy what you enjoy. As long as you're not making an idol out of it, and as long as it's not feeling like it's spiritually rotting you, do what you want. It's fine. You could like knitting and crocheting and reading, and you can like watching anime and going to conventions and cosplaying and stuff. But if you feel like that Holy Spirit nudge to be like, you can't do this one, then you can't. There's some Vocaloid songs I can't listen to or I shouldn't listen to. It's just like that. You know, it's just one of those things. Discernment, basically. But I would like to make kaito covers. You know, that'd be cool. Okay, LOL. This is funny. I'll answer in a second after I read. I also read that a Chinese Christian came up with a pronoun for God alone. All third-person pronouns around the same ta, ta, and defer, and only one part of how they're written. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I had the same issue with r/Catholicism. Your issue is going on Reddit. That's your issue. VTubing has let me talk to strangers better than before. That's great. I'm glad. Okay. Next question. Can I make my male VTuber group now? I never stopped anyone from doing that. The second VAngeli was thought about, I was like, so there was a post I made in December last year, 2 years ago. And I was like, hey, what if like there was a Christian girls VTuber group? And I got some comments about like, why can't it be co-ed? What about the boys? And I'm like, oh, well, I just don't feel comfortable managing male VTubers. For me, I don't think it's my place. And I don't think I would enjoy it very much. Especially if like people can date each other, and I don't want to have to, that sounds like a lot. So, and I said at the very beginning, you can make your own group if you want. And people said, yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. And then nobody ever did it. Because the thing about VTuber groups is everyone wants to be in one, but no one wants to make one. Right? Because it's a lot of work and it's hard. So the reason that there's like not a male Christian VTuber yet is because it's a lot of work and it's hard, and nobody wants to do that because it's a lot of work. And you have to like be good with calendars and like to plan and be able to like work with several people's schedules and stuff. And people don't want to do that. But if you want to make a group, like I have never stepped anyone, and I think it's a great idea. Go for it. Okay, I'm kidding. Genuine question is, how will your Discord server be handled? I will be deleting it eventually. That was to the dismay of a lot of people. I'm sorry. So my channel has, like, my Discord server has like 250 people in it, maybe a little bit more. When left to their own devices, and if the moderators choose not to want to moderate because they have their own lives, and if I'm graduating, you really don't have to be a mod anymore, it will fall apart very, very quickly. I had a different mod team in the past. Nothing wrong with my previous mods. They all did so much work, and I'm really grateful for it. But the Christian channel was a violent, terrible place in my server because it went unchecked because I wasn't moderating it. And I could only imagine what would happen if I leave and the mods don't really want to mod anymore, because fair enough, you know, it would be chaos and my name would be on the server. So I don't really feel comfortable with that exactly. But again, like I encourage with the male VTuber groups, you can make your own server. I'm happy if you guys have found a really good friend group in my server. I'm really happy. You guys don't have to stop talking to each other forever. If you want to make a group chat, if you want to make a little server, you can do that. That's totally fine. Like, I don't mind. I want you guys to have that community that you formed. And if you want to move the community somewhere else, that's okay. Completely fine. You know? So, dangerous idea. I mean, I feel like you guys can handle it. If you guys really want it, you know, democracy and everything, go ahead and make your own server. I'm okay with that. It was so wild. I felt bad about moderating it because I was Protestant. Most of the conversation was a Catholic topic. I'm sorry. It got a little wild in there. So I'm really glad that it's calmed down now, and I'm glad that, you know, people are really putting their foot down. And I've gotten better at putting my foot down too. So it's good there now. It's really calm. I appreciate it. The trenches, it was truly yeah, that was rough. Okay, in the future, can I talk about you like a graduated senior to whatever new people and VTubers who are interested in Catholic VTubers? Sure. I don't mind. I'm kind of honored that people want to give me the prayers from Abigail treatment. That's kind of nice. Yeah, when I graduate, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. You can be like, yes, senpai, are you watching? Oh my goodness, have you guys seen that post? I'll have to share it. I shared it to the mods. I told the moderators early that I was graduating because it felt kind of rude to tell them when you guys find out. They know like the original dates that I wanted to graduate and everything and how I moved them, and they've known for a while. And so I'm very grateful that they kept it a secret. Anyone that I collabed with in the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've told that I'm graduating after the stream, because I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but at the same time, if you like wanted to hang out with me, it means a lot, and I know you care, and I wanted to tell you because I feel like it's polite. So I think the saddest reaction for me was Riff. So we watched Iron Lung. It was like me, Riff, and some other friends, and we all watched Iron Lung together, and then everyone was about to leave the call, and I was like, hey, some of you guys know this, sorry. Just real quick, I'm graduating as Juni. I think it was Stitches who was like, oh my goodness, congratulations, you're graduating. And Riff was like, what? Why? Why would you do that? You can't just say that. What? So I had to explain everything. But it was okay. I just thought it was funny. I felt bad. I felt bad. But that made me giggle. Of course, I'm still gonna bother Riff about stuff, you know? Mini servers are wonderful. I personally run one that has like 5 flippin' people. And it's fine that way. No shame in a tiny place of friends. I agree. Yeah. I'll wax poetic about you knowing full well you're fine and living a good life. Yeah. I've gone to the flower fields, guys. I'm disappearing. Poor Riff. I know. I'm sorry, Riff. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Where am I at? I meant hang out in general, not for anything related to VTubing. We used to hang out a lot prior to your VTubing career. Sorry if this was sent prior. I'm not used to Marshmallow. No worries. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with my Juni Discord. This question was asked, but I didn't read it. The question was, like, what are you gonna do about your, like, Discord account? It's likely that I'll log out of it, but, like, every once in a while I'll check it. Just not very, very often. Because, again, I'm graduating as Juni, and what will be the point of still being Juni after I graduate as/from Juni? If that makes sense. You know? It's hard to close a chapter. I guess you could put it like, it's hard to close a door when there's multiple wedges in between the seal of the door and the door itself. You know, you can't really, like, close a chapter if you're putting things in between you and the door frame. You know, so I am trying not to be mean and, like, cruel and disappear forever. Even though, I mean, I don't think it's cruel. I think it's fair if you want to graduate and then stop being the persona that you are, because that's the point of graduation. But, and a lot of creators do that. A lot of YouTubers do that because it's kind of how it works. I don't want to be mean, but I also want to put my foot down and be like, hey, I'm not Juni anymore. Period. You know? But that's okay. Juni will always be a part of my life, like past tense. You know, like, I was Juni, and Juni was a huge chapter for me in, like, my early 20s, but, like, closing the chapter, it's like leaving high school. You can't stay. You're not enrolled anymore, you know? So, it's like that. I'm gonna go eat some dumplings and curry. I'll definitely be watching the VOD. If you're still here when I'm done eating, I'll pop back on. I will be finishing by 2, but I guess 1 by your time. Is that how that works? Yes. Yes. I'm gonna eat fried chicken soon. Jollibee, yum. Dumplings. I know, right? Nothing mean about it. You deserve to lay the chapter to rest. I'm putting it in the ground. It's my funeral. I get to choose what I do. Sorry. Any thoughts about the World Cup? Do you have a favorite team? Do you agree that the winner gets Miku? Great question. Thoughts on the World Cup? I think it's one of the greatest things to happen about humanity. The World Cup and the Olympics are probably one of the best things ever, where we all get together as, like, a world and root for our country. Am I rooting for anyone? No. No, I'm not. I do like seeing all of the pictures and all the memes and stuff, and I like that there's so many people in North America just experiencing it for the first time. I think that's really beautiful and really, really fun. So, yeah. I think it's great. Do I think whoever wins gets custody of Miku? It depends who wins. It depends. It depends who wins. Because if the UK wins, then absolutely not. Give Miku back to Japan and Brazil. Split custody. You know? Because I'm not okay with British Miku. There's, like, a meme where it's like, Miku doesn't talk to British people. So I couldn't imagine. You know? No, Hal doesn't get to have Miku. That's not something we're doing. No. He can't have her. I think I'm caught up on questions. Yay! I'm so proud of me. That was scary, huh? Yeah. But I just wanted to have, like, a space and time to kind of talk about the big thing, because it's a big deal. And wouldn't it be crazy if, like... This is what I was thinking, right? I made my graduation announcement at a very careful time because I knew that Riff had his birthday subathon next weekend, and then something else was happening next weekend, and I didn't want to step on anyone's toes because it would be really rude if I announced my graduation while another Christian VTuber friend of mine was doing something big. I wanted to try my best to not take away from anyone that I know, because I know that VTuber fans like talking about other VTubers, and that's a big no-no for a lot of people's communities. And so I was like, dang, either I wait until like the 27th, or I do it today. So yesterday I woke up and I was like, well, everything's already scripted. I just need to record it and post it. I guess I'm doing it. I woke up at like 8 and I went to my computer and I was like, okay, today's the day, I've decided. So, yeah. I think Argentina Miku would be good though. I just joined, so you might have already answered it, but why quitting if you're comfy saying it? I am comfy saying it. I don't mind. I mentioned this in the video. I'll mention this a billion times so people don't think it's because Christian VTubers. I have grown up a lot with Juni, and I'm entering a new chapter of my life, and Juni is something that I have to move on from because I'm growing and I'm changing and I'm being called to do different things, and Juni is not a part of those things. Not in a bad way. I loved being Juni. I love my community. I loved being around the people I was around. I loved meeting so many people and all the opportunities I got. I'm very grateful. I don't have any health problems. Nobody died. There's nothing wrong with VAngeli. Everyone's okay. I didn't get into a drama or anything. I've just grown a lot, and I'm ready to, I guess, venture off and do other things. VTubing takes up a lot of my time, and I'm ready to go. Also, like, for safety. Like, I shared a lot of myself, and maybe I don't want everybody to know certain things about me, so kind of like that. Yeah, I think you made the right choice. Thank you. I'm sorry, Tiny Mushroom. I'm sorry. Viking Miku from Norway. I think Norway lost, right? Miku can't stay with England. You all better root for Argentina. That's what I'm saying. Someone from my church 2 weeks ago said that Japan had a good chance of beating Brazil. Oh, in what world? I'm sorry. Brazil and like Argentina in my mind are like #1 soccer. I mean football. So I didn't expect anyone or anything else to take that place. Dang, you're graduating a few days before my birthday. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It would have ended up during someone's birthday. I'm glad it didn't land on your actual birthday. You have time. Okay, and at least it's before your birthday, so that way you can like be sad for a little bit and then get excited on your birthday. But I'm sorry. I didn't try to plan it at a malicious time or anything, but I just felt like I couldn't wait any longer. Because again, I had known this for months. You know how crazy it feels to just plan normal streams for months, knowing that you're gonna graduate? That was my life, guys. I was like, okay, what can I do that's totally normal that I won't just suddenly be like, I'm graduating, okay, bye. Like, I knew. So I just had to like be really chill and like plan streams and be like really calm the whole time. And I started like collabing with people, and I hadn't told them I was going to graduate yet. I'm just like, I haven't talked to this person in a long time, and I feel like I want to hang out with them at least before they know when things get crazy. And then we would stream and hang out, and then I'd tell them afterwards, and they're like, oh my goodness, dang. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I feel like I gotta tell you. Play lots of Overwatch? No. I think Overwatch is my hobby. I think I'm gonna gatekeep Overwatch. Like, I'm gonna keep that to myself because it's my hobby. And I really like it. And I don't really want to stream it because it's for fun and it's not for, you know, you guys. And I'm learning so much, like, as I get older and as I grow, that sometimes things don't have to be streamed. Like, sometimes I could just have hobbies. Games I like to play for fun. And I've been doing a really good job doing that. So I'm really proud of myself. But yeah. Thanks guys for letting me talk about everything. I hope it wasn't mean. I've been trying to be really good and careful with my words because I don't want people to feel like I'm abandoning them, but at the same time, like, I'm a person outside of a VTuber, so, you know, sometimes seasons change and you gotta go. It's graduation time. Become Unhinged Gamer. I don't want to do that, though, because Overwatch is my secret thing. You guys can't have that. My hobby game is World Box. I love cartography. Oh, that sounds cool. See, I'm getting into like gaming now in hobbies that I didn't have time for. Streaming, basically how it works is like, I'll do the thing I need to do during the day. Surprise, I'm employed. You know, can I talk about it? I've been employed for a very long time. And a lot of people wanted to say that I was not employed. And they're like, oh, Ginny, she's just messing around and streaming whenever she feels like it. You know, people don't always have normal schedules, right? Like, I just sometimes don't work in the morning. So I stream during the day. And then some evenings, I don't have work, so I stream. Like most people. Like most people. And I really played up that bit for a really long time. But now I can be honest. Guys, like, I work. Like, what do we... Come on now. So, yeah. Yeah, I played it up for a while. But it felt really weird every time, by the way. It felt really weird. But sure. Now you know. It's my truest secret. I don't have, like, a secret identity or anything. I just, you know, I let myself be the punching bag in the butt of that joke. The Juni is a part-timer? The Juni works. What do we... Guys. Yeah. The Juni is employed and pays taxes. Yeah. Smiley face. Anyway, this is my biggest secret ever. Please be nice to everyone. It's a hard time. It's a big change for a lot of people. It is for me too. I just want everyone to be nice to each other at the end. You know, even if... And this is sad to confess. But I know that, like, my graduation announcement is being spread around and people are talking about me in not good ways. I'm okay with that. I've fully accepted that that's gonna happen. And it's alright. It's alright. I don't want to be around... I don't know how to phrase it. I kind of know who supports me, and I'm really grateful for the people who support me. I do know the people who don't support me, and for those people, I still love you, and I hope that you can make a really big change in the Christian VTuber space. I won't be around, but I'm rooting for you anyway. Employed? Yeah. I don't know. Craziness. If there's one request, I would love to have a final stream where you talk about faith. Streams where you talk about faith were my favorite. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff. It might not be the very last stream, but one of them will be that. I still have to do my big Vocaloid PowerPoint. I literally did not forget. So that's gonna be happening, talking about all the things I learned while I streamed and like how to start streaming and not like freak out and have a good time. Yeah. That's gonna be fun. I have a lot of fun streams planned and hopefully collabs. My door is basically open. If we have talked before, if we have hung out before, and like I know you, we can collab. Yeah. A job and lots of streaming can sure take a toll. Oh, buddy, didn't it? Didn't it? And then I had to keep pretending I don't work. Yeah, I know. And people were like, Juni's just made out of free time. Man. Anyway. I was just nodding, Nightbot. Yeah, sorry. You put too many emojis. Nightbot doesn't like when you do that. Yeah. I hope he gets on days off. I do. I don't want to make it a habit to stream on Sundays, but sometimes when I hang out with my friends, it ends up being on Sundays, so... And I had to tell you guys about graduation stuff. I felt important, so that way you guys could rest. Because I know it's been a little bit busy, and I wasn't super detailed about why I was leaving, so I just wanted to give you guys some time to ask your questions and, you know, do whatever you need. Oh, sorry, quick thing. Hi, Juni, I was wondering if you'll have other projects planned for the future besides what is in the announcement. As Juni, probably not. There's so many things I wanted to do as Juni. My Utao project and doing a cover and doing an official merch drop, but those things are just things that I guess aren't gonna happen. But it's okay. It's okay. I was ready to learn about why Tato is the best Vocaloid. She is not. Okay, but she's pretty good. Judy, one last thing. I apologize if it was weird if I cosplayed Kaito he just has a similar face shape. And he's a guy, so I can cosplay him. I think it's fine to cosplay Kaito. I just can't simp for Kaito as openly anymore because Ami dressed up as Kaito. No offense to Ami at all. I just had to be honest. It felt weird Not a bad way. I think that you have a great Kaito cosplay, but that was the issue. I can't be like, oh my goodness, my husband Kaito. And then like, Melly looks like me. So, you know, it was just a situation. I think it was a funny one though. It was really funny. And I thought it was funny the entire time, but my Kaito posting has gone down significantly. Not in a bad way. It just happens. It happens, and that's okay. It was just really funny, and I'm like, well, don't want people to think I like Ami. My friend took Gakupo. Don't tell me that, because he's my number 2, so let's not. Blessings from the WMGA community. Aww, thank you guys. I saw that you guys liked the post, and that made me really happy. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry I'm graduating, and I'm sorry if graduation's a weird thing for you guys, but I do really love your game. And trust me, I will be talking about it and telling people about it even outside of YouTubing because it's great. The dev team's awesome. Yomic, you're wonderful. Your server's so lively and splendid. Your eyes. Hello, June. Hello, Zach. Sorry, I'm leaving. I affected the Kaito economy. Yeah. I have other fictional crushes, but I'm keeping them to myself. I'm gatekeeping my fictional crushes. You can't have them, so, yeah. TLDR, I'm graduating. No, I will not be streaming anymore. I won't be doing any group collabs after I graduate. It's not graduating from school, it's graduating from streaming. I do have plans, and I'm really excited about life outside of streaming as Juni. You can talk about me like I'm some, like, senior that's graduated. I don't mind. Don't worry, I'm not gonna disappear off the face of the earth, but at the same time, I won't be Juni, so, yeah, smile. More gatekeeping, no, I just hope the Lord blesses you no matter what path you go down. Thanks. For anyone that's here right now, hey, can you hear me out really quick? Hey guys, later tonight at 5 p.m., I'm doing a collab with my friends. If you could just be a really, really good egg and not talk about graduation, then that would be really nice. Because, I don't want my graduation to be like a thing. I mean, it is a really big deal for me, but I don't want it to, like, kind of seep into other people. If that makes sense? You know, like, for the people who collab with me and spend time with me, I want them to be able to enjoy it and not be like, Juni's graduating. Can you believe Juni's graduating? Did you hear that Juni's graduating? So I've been lurking on streams like all day yesterday, and I felt like I couldn't chat because I didn't want people to be like, Juni, no, don't leave. Because, you know, it just happened. So if you guys could, like, if it's just me streaming, you're free to talk about graduation stuff, right? As much as you want to talk about graduation stuff, if it's just me, that's fine. Because it's happening, right? But if I'm collabing, please try not to talk about it so much, just so, you know, people can, like, enjoy the stream and not feel like the end is nigh, you know? So, yeah, use graduation to threaten your friends. This is the last time you can do this. No, that's mean. That's mean. I'm not going to do anything like that. Like, I still feel really weird because I don't like making things about myself. So this is really awkward. Like, in, like, VAngeli stuff, like, when we did the cover, I made sure I had, like, the least amount of lines. And there were lines that I thought were really special, and I gave them to Sully, because I like hearing her sing. And then I would, like, move the harmonies around, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard them sing together before. I'm gonna put them together. And then I'm like, well, I'll sing wherever. You know, like, wherever is a gap after I perfectly constructed the cover around everyone else, I want to have the least amount of lines, because I feel weird. I like, made VAngeli, but I don't want to feel like I'm, like, the member of VAngeli and then it's, like, everyone else. I just want us all to feel like 5. You know? I like that we're all together. So, it's just weird to talk about myself. You know? It's weird and I don't like it. Doing less with friends, I do love my friends and they're really good to me. I appreciate everyone who was so nice to me when I announced my graduation. I understand being really heartbroken and upset because change is hard and it's not enjoyable, right? So I really appreciate everyone, you know, trying their best to be kind and understanding even if it's sad. You know, the cover was fantastic. Thank you. We all worked so hard. I know you said you're taking down the Discord, I think. Maybe you're misremembering, but I do want to join just so I can kind of enjoy the last few days of your community before July ends. Yeah, it's application only. I think you can apply. I think there's a link somewhere. I'll let you in. But I did make the Discord application only because I think I was worried that... How do I say this in a nice way? I want to say this in a very kind way. This happens a lot when VTubers graduate. And this is not you at all, Loaf. This is not you at all. But sometimes when a VTuber is graduating, a lot of people flood the community. And they're like, oh my goodness, I was there. I was there when it happened. I know this VTuber. And then they get to experience the fullness of the graduation. But they don't really know like the full personality of that person. And I've taken a really, really long time to craft the server and make sure that everyone feels comfortable and that the rules are really solid. And I would really hate to spend like the last few weeks of like my streaming career re-explaining the rules to everyone. Because the ecosystem is just so lovely right now. So I made it invite only. But I'm letting you in, Loaf. You're great. So yeah, you feel free to join. You're fine, Loaf. Yeah. Yeah. Smiley face. I did that like basically right after I posted the video. I don't want to be mean. I just, you know, I want to have my community for my community. Yeah. But it's going to be fine. And the stream tonight's going to be fun. And then I'm going to do a whole bunch of silly stuff before I graduate. But I didn't really want to talk about too much about graduation all the time. You know, because at the end of the day, like, I'm just me. I just happen to, you know, be moving on. But I wanted to give you guys the time and space to ask your questions and get it all off your chest. I mean, it's going to be a while, and I will be doing a graduation stream itself, and that's going to be an experience, but it's going to be good. But I really appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out, and I'm trying to keep the VOD length down. It's already 10 minutes more than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you tonight at 5 p.m. I'll have to put the waiting room up somewhere. I'm going to be hanging out with... Can I check really quick? It's a lot of people, and I know I'm going to forget someone if I don't look. It's definitely going to be... Hal is in there. And Stella's in there. And... Hold on. Let me find it. Wait. I can do this. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Hello? Oh, no, that's not it. You know what? You'll see later, because I can't find it. I'm collabing today. I'll put all the links to the collabs and everyone's socials and stuff in the bio when I make the thumbnail, which I will do, like, right away. Hal, Stella, I want to say Jackal, Dorothy, and Tantalus. And I'm hesitating because I don't remember. All of the slots are full. It's 10 people. So, that's gonna be crazy. I've never done that. We will obey your request. Oh, wow. Thanks. Jackal from Japan. Wait, I already asked this. Yes. Thank you, Juni. Bye. I thought you said Juni Ball. That was crazy. Did I hear Hal? Yeah, it's gonna be a Juni Hal collab again. It's been 2 years. I'm gonna bother Hal about a collab. Don't tell him I said that. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys later tonight, okay? Have fun, enjoy your Sunday, go to church, read your Bible, all that good stuff. Eat something yummy, drink water. Coffee's not water. Goodbye!